Introducing Brother Craig, the Hatchet Man. He brings it and he slings it. Ouch! Ooh, that hurts. Brother Craig.
Let me repeat that one. Foreign visitors are banned from interfering in the country's internal politics. We don't have that in this country.
Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, WCLM 1450 AM Radio, Richmond, Virginia, and Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Blog Talk Radio.
The First Amendment is live and well in America. And your friendly neighborhood hatchet man, hey, I'm out here with my hatchet of truth. And you all who are regular listeners to me on 1450 AM WCLM, as well as on the Blog Talk Radio Network, you know my saying by now. The truth is my hatchet. I bring it and I sling it. And we're bringing it and slinging it today here in the capital city. And we have a caller. We thank you for calling the Hatchet Man. You are on live. What's your question?
Yeah, how you doing? I got a question for you.
Yes.
Watching the show last week, and a caller called in and said recently in the city there was some issues with the city giving contracts to minority contractors.
Yes, I'm somewhat familiar with that, and I read an article about
They asked, what do you, in general, what do you think about those programs? Should there be set-asides for minority contractors, or, people talk about that the system's not fair because there's a good old boy system. What do you think?
I don't think there should be a set-aside for anything, for anyone. I don't believe in corporate welfare for the mega rich. I don't believe in it for the perpetually poor. I believe any welfare should be very temporary for people that are on temporary hard times. And as far as business set-asides, I take this all the way back to the Niagara movement in 1903, where you had two main lines of thinking in Black America at that time. You had the W.E.B. Du Bois camp that believed in a thing called the talented tenth. And then you had the Booker T. Washington camp that believed in bootstrapping. And Booker T. Washington believed that if you just merely allowed people to learn a trade and to have their own small independent business, you could be a carpenter, a plumber, or a roofer, you could be a mechanic, you could be whatever your interest and your skill level was. And he believed in the power of the individual. The other camp believed in let's not deal with these illiterate people. Let's deal with the educated class, the doctors, the lawyers, the teachers, the preachers, the funeral directors, and let's push them through, and then they're going to reach back and pull their black brother and sister up. And now this is what's happened, that through that, as well as through the set-asides that got started under Richard Nixon, a lot of black millionaires and quite a few black billionaires have been created. But there's no reaching back and pulling. That has not happened. And all this looking out for the little guy, this is not a broad brush or an indictment of all. This is just in general. You on live with the Hatchet Man. We thank you for waiting, and we thank you for calling. Your question or comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to know it's a lot of companies closing down, just like that place out there on Dobbatown Road, and 500 people lost their jobs.
What was that, Wyeth?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Now, with companies like that closing down in the city of Richmond, because a lot of people that live in Richmond, I guess they would want to work factory work because it pays pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And you can.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you can work one job and afford to pay your bills and take care of your household.
Right.
But it's a lot of people, man, that's looking for jobs in places like McDonald's or Burger King and places like this. You can't afford to pay no bills making that kind of money.
Then you work two of them. You work two of them, and you cut back on your lifestyle, and that's self-sufficiency, and that's fair because see, the business, they don't teach economics in the ghetto schools or in the government controlled schools, the people that run the government system, they send their children to a school where economics are taught. They don't teach because the educational system was designed for exactly the situation you're describing, sir. It was designed to make sure there was plenty of factory workers, so when the rich and powerful open up a factory, there'll be 500 people out there wanting to fill out an application. Hello, you're on Live with the Hatchet Man, and we thank you for calling.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm absolutely wonderful. How are you?
I'm just wonderful.
Excellent.
I'm just trying to figure out how can you compare a black bank with white banks who have been with
Because the money is green, ma'am.
And I'm not finished.
Okay, finish.
With more stock, with more people which make more money, and have been in business for years.
Okay.
Way more than a black bank.
Okay, I'll explain it to you.
No, wait a minute. I'm not finished.
Okay, you got to be quick, ma'am. I have 6 minutes left.
The comparison, and I also want to know, is it anybody black that you like?
You're on Live with the Hatchet Man, and we thank you for calling.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I just got to ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you think about, I got two questions. Reparations. Are you for reparations?
I think reparations have been paid. 600,000 dead in the Civil War, billions spent on the war on poverty that has really exacerbated poverty. But see, what happens is when you remove the economic imperative of survival.
Who was the reparations paid to? Who they paid to?
They were paid with blood. They were just, by being an American, and being a part of the greatest country on earth, sir.
The African people, African descent.
Sir, look, I'm half black and half white, so what the hell am I going to do? Write a check to myself?
Introducing Brother Craig, the Hatchet Man. He brings it and he slings it. Ouch! Ooh, that hurts. Brother Craig.
Let me repeat that one. Foreign visitors are banned from interfering in the country's internal politics. We don't have that in this country.
Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, WCLM 1450 AM Radio, Richmond, Virginia, and Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Blog Talk Radio.
Look, I'm half black and half white, so what the hell am I going to do? Write a check to myself?
Wait a minute. I'm not finished. And I'm not finished.
Okay, finish.